I just wrote a beautiful letter of explanation of how the worlds connect. And my cat jumped on my counter. And my cat jumped on my counter. And my cat jumped on my counter. Now she's sticking her head under my book, curling herself. I mean, this is what's happening. I can't do anything, but she's just curling herself all over. This is what's going on here. How am I supposed to work? What are the cats about? What are the cats about? Why is the 9 lives of the cat within us? What does the cat do to connect to us? It's right here, my friends. It's from their nose to the tail. With the one backbone that runs the totality of their life, that runs the totality of our life. But they're always getting in the way. They're always getting in the way. This is an avatar island. You see, if we would take all the islands of Avatar and lift them up, there would be no card sharks here. No number 26 dogs. Nobody trying to take advantage. Nobody owns land. You own a boat. There are no islands. You own a boat. The only communication you can do is throwing the bottle into the water. What do the cats do? Communication of the angle of the light, of the angle of transmission. C-A-T, cat. C-A-T, cat, although it's number 24, it also gets reflected, okay? It also gets reflected as 35, because as the, oh, Jesus. Okay, gone. Finally, the cat's gone. Finally, the cat's gone. The cat, how am I supposed to do the video? This is what he's doing. Here's what the cat does right now. You want to see what the cat does? On the floor. Watch. Cat on the floor. Cat in the drawer. Okay, but watch what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to go forward to try and work. And I'm going to try and put her on the floor again. She's on the floor. Can you follow her? And there she is again. So we're going to get her on the floor again. Oh, she stopped coming up. But now there's the one in the drawer. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, now I'm going to move forward. Now, in the corner of these eyes, look at these eyes on these cats, okay? This is what it's all about. These cats, okay, are the beta system. It seems like beta has to do with everything that's like this, the brackets. Beta seems to be like the brackets. She's got bumps and bubbles. Her breasts, the child that's within her, her rear end. Beta must be our ass. This cat is still flipping all over. Communication, angel transmission, X. They are the X. Why? Because the 24th letter is X. And when you multiply 2 and 4, which is the sandbox of Mars, okay? She missed. The sandbox of Mars, okay, and the planet of Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus. Jupiter, Venus, Jupiter, Venus. That's the way it is. Jupiter, Venus it might be our heads. We're the astronauts. Anyways, besides that, I just want to tell you one thing. If we lift all these islands off the water, okay, then where's the water? Water has to be sitting on something. If it's sitting on Earth, okay, then it has its place. It must have to have a trap. The water has to have a bowl in order to sit. Otherwise, it'll fall until it turns into a smog, and the heat will rise. It'll rise so high it'll freeze. It'll come down like snow. It'll melt. It'll rise. And the only oceans you'll see is the fog in the night. But no more than that. The oceans don't freeze. Then what will they do? Float in the air? If the water floats in the air, the molecules break up, then we have water in the air, and that's the water we're in right now. But it's a completely water world of pirates, where they all have their own ships, and that's all. Everybody's stealing from each other because there's nothing else. But we decided to come and move on to these islands, so they control the islands. What do I want to start with now? CB codes. Let's do it together. This one is, the first one they don't count are the first 4 numbers in pi. Pretty funny. Then they don't count 31, which is the AC creation. This creates your 19 moon from this one right over here. 131415. First we start with N, O, 14, N, O. We have beta 9, 2 and 9, the 20th letter, and the 9th letter is the IT system of electronics. The first 2 that are not mentioned are the electronics. This says 10 and this says 10. This is JD, 10 and 4. This is the system. It's the JD system. 5 by 2 and 2 by 2. 5 by 2 and 2 by 2. Why? Because 1 times 4 and 1 plus 4 equals 9. 5 plus 2, is that what I said? What did I say? Anyways, instead of CB codes, right, the code word, CB is 32, code, C-O-D-E-S. I'm trying to look for the numerological count for that. And 3, 18, 22, 27. Yes, code red. Code red. I did it on the next page. Let me finish this. Let me finish this page. We'll go one page at a time. Oh, that was weird. Code 14 and 15, code 31, 7 months of 31 days, but there are 12 months of 13 days. 31st president, Herbert Hoover. Herbert Hoover was also the 30th president. Then who was the real 31st president? You want to go back to here? This is number 5, this is number 6. 5 and 6, the letter F comes from 5 and 6. But this is A and D. This is AD and equals to the N, which is AND, or the DNA. The DNA of the electronic world. Jupiter. Energy. 31, 3 and 1 is 4. 5, 6, 4, 4, 5, 6. It says the 3, 4, 5, 6 in your phone. It adds up to 15. It equals to the O. And it says Deaf Federation working on the vibrations. 40 is the blue game. It's the size of a pallet, 48 by 40. The 40 way, okay, is the width. The 48 is the length. So we live of the width and not of the length. 46 is not mentioned because it's 0, it's Zion, and it recreates what's inside 13. What's inside 13 is what 4 and 6 recreates, which becomes 2 times 3 and 1 times 4. Again, AD, DNA. You don't replicate anything with it. Now you have 47 is time and death. You have 48 for space. These are all code reds. Okay, CB codes. What I'm reading you now are black. But in the roulette, they'll say difference. Okay, so it's a mixture of some from the roulette, but in this world it must be black because code says brown, which might mean earth. It also says 27. And 27 is reflected from the piano when you use A and G, 1 and 7, and the Bee Gees, 2 and 7. And how 2 and 7 reflect 98 and 86, which is the earth of this planet of space we are in. 49 is the 2 worlds of 7 by 7, the expression of the 50 stars. If it was made out in a square, it would look 7 stars by 7 stars would be 49. But you would get 7 stars, and then you get 6, and then you get 7, and then you get 6, and then you get 7. 7 of 7 is 49 stars, and 6 of 6 should be 36. That's what it has to be. You see, I just learned that right now. I'll tell you what it means in the center. 7 by 7 equals to 49. 6 times 6 equals to 36, equals to 85 stars. $50 stars, states, and 35. Earth, Mars, Earth number 52, 5 and 2 equals to 7 and 10. JG also talks about Lovejoy. Mars number 51 plus 1 moon is 53. Mars 51 equals to 6. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 equals to 11. This will be the spirit angel of man. Call him Sam. Plus 2 moons. They both become number 53 according to the moons they live with. These are the planets, but their association with the moons. Everybody talks about Earth and moons. Count them all together. But the numerological count for Earth Moon is 57 and 52. So if you take 57 and 52, the lightning bolt. Light 10, man 9, Peyton Manning, now in Denver. Could be the radiation of the sun, but it's man. 5 by 2 and 3 by 3 create man out of earth. The number for water. When you make man with earth and water, it makes 9/11. The boiling water shows red hot. Boiling water shows red hot. Boiling water shows red hot. Blue, cold as ice. And it's willing to sacrifice to go into the heat. I'm singing songs here, listening to what they said, because I'm putting what they said into a puzzle. So we now have Earth and Mars, number 53. And you know what's special about that? The cat is number 24 in his position. Beta creation is the cat. That would be CB, BC, 2 and 3. Okay? 2 and 3 is next to 24. 24 is the number of C8E, the connection of the angel of the angle of transmission of beta. She is the 2 of the 4 of the 24, a cat. Mars is the sandbox for the cat. Mars, number 4, sandbox, cat. 4 and 4 make 8. 4 and 4 make 8 of Mars. 4 and 4 equal 8 Neptune. 2 and 6 equal Saturn, Venus equals to Neptune. This is what it has to look like. 2 and 2, 2 and 2 on the outside. 2 moons within the 2 planets, or the 2 hemispheres of one mind. Okay? You have the 4 that surround both of them. Within the center is the heart of man, because man lives in the center, and he looks like a number 5. But he's actually 2 and 3. The 3 is Earth. That's man's planet. His body is called Earth of Israel. He comes out of the Saturn world. Okay? His head is Neptune, which is 2 parts of Mars, 4 and 4. But 1 part of Mars is a part of Saturn. They intertwine. You see Venus and Saturn, 2 and 6. 2 and 6 says dog. But Venus and Mars, Venus-Mars is 2 and 4 cat. Cat and dog. Venus 2-4, Venus-Saturn, Venus-Mars. And then Neptune is the whole skull that gives the electric light orchestra from the spirit that comes from your butterflies in your nose and right down from your toes that pass through the fire of your butt that creates the energy that enlightens all of man, pumped through the heart throughout the body. All the arter, rise of the arter, rise of the light. So how do we break up Mars sandbox? Which will look, the sandbox, if you want to know what it looks like. First of all, here's part of the world of what it looks like. Here's the cross. Okay? Here's the steam engine. Okay? This might be where your mouth is. I'm not quite sure which is where. This might be your nose. This is your eyes, your 2 eyes. Okay? At the same time, it's your H heaven and your H heaven because it's in this hemisphere here and it's this hemisphere here. and it comes up, the whole top, okay, becomes 4 and 4 of Neptune, because Neptune is number 8, okay, or it'll be 3 on this side, 2 in the middle, and 3 on this side. Of the 3 I showed you, one will be the moon, one will be the moon of Earth, Venus, Mars. One will be the moon of Earth. Earth 52, Mars 51, 6, 7, Spirit is 67, third and fourth planet, 6, 7, 3 and 4, 7 again. 1 and 2 moons is 3, 3 moons to the 7 of the planet. E 5, M 13, 4, 5 and 4, 45, the Son of Man, the cunning fox, the spirit within man that can outrun their computers, because God's computers plays against the earth computers. David and Goliath. One is of the spirit world, and one tries to cheat you on the land. Besides that, in reality, it's also you thinking, making your decision. Not that the other decision is not the truth, but which one is better for you at the time. They both become 53 and 53. Well, guess what? Add 29 to this. Okay? Why do you add 29 to this? This is what I'm going to do. 29 plus 24. This becomes 53. When you play the piano, this right hand goes on the 28th key, okay, which is D. 28D. D, just before center C, is 29 C, from right to left, which is also the number 24th. So they become together 53. 5 times 3, 5 plus 3, equals 15, and 8 equals 23. And 23 will recreate this. That means this moon will come into these moons, because this one has 11. The spirit angel of man, the spirit angel of man, okay, for me, is an ACD connection. One spirit. Why? Because 19113. 19113. 911 in the spirit world, the first one, with the last one, 1 and 3. 1 and 3 is your AC connection, and it comes out of this word here. Come work for Uncle Sam, because they own you, the electronics. How they tap somehow into your head through the angle of the cat, center C. 2 times 9, 2 plus 9 will equal to the same number. It will give you 18 and your 11. One more time. This is that finger. But if you take it off center C, if you put the left hand on center C, 24, that's the cat. You put your right hand onto D. CD, Earth, Mars, 3 and 4. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 equal 19. Create the moon. 19. In one world, the moon shows up only 19. In the other world, it shows up 1919. 19th letter and 19th letter are S and S with S. So if you want to know what part of the Mississippi is because in the French language, it shows you between 60 and 100 that you will mention the moon inside the word of 60, inside the word of 70, and all the way up to 79, you will say man on the moon. And in 90, it'll start at 80, and it'll go all the way up to 99 before you say man is in the moon. But when you count from the beginning, okay, you say 19 just at 19. But in every single category of French, when you say 20, you go 20. When you go 30, you go 30. When you go 40, you go 40, 50, 60. But when you come to 70, you say 70. When you come to 80, you say 80. So in 70, you're saying the word 10. In 80, you're saying the word 20. Okay? But in 90, okay, you're saying 80. You're mentioning both 20 and 10 into 90, in which 70 was mentioned in its own, but 70 was mentioned from 60. 60, okay? It comes from 60, not 70. It goes 60, 9. So you're acknowledging the 10 area. Even when you come to a 90, when you come to 90, the minute you come to 91, it says 91. It doesn't say the 10 anymore. But when you come to 97, it says 97. But it won't say it at number 1. Okay? But also, at 71, okay, you'll say 71. Just like you say 11, 11. But in 21 in French is 21. And 31 is 31. 41, 51, 61. But the minute you get to 70, it's 71. 11. And 70 is 10. And 90 is 10. So they're mentioning 10, 3 times. They're mentioning, as an extension from 60 and 90, they mention 19, 18, and 17 separation, and the word 10 is being mentioned 40 times. 40 times 10 is mentioned. 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 10 as 10, as 17, as 18, as 19. 10, 10, 10, 10. That's 10,000. 10,000 souls were on the line. So we have 10, this, and then we have this set, and then we have this wit, and then we have this neuf. And when you say neuf in French, set, okay, in French is like a scepter, and it also sounds and 8 huître, okay, or wheat sounds like wheat bread, wheat, heat. It also sounds like the oyster. So now right away you got to know it's a sex organ. Right away the oyster is connected to the sex organ. And 19, okay, is something new. And it's also a new egg, which could mean a new thought. I don't know. But it's mentioned, okay, the 7, 8, and 9. The 9 is mentioned 3 times. 3 times 9 equals to a total of 27. The 8 is mentioned 3 times with the 10, I'm saying. Okay, the 8 equals to 24. The 7 is mentioned 3 times the 7 equals to 21. Okay, and the 10, the single 10. Okay, the single 10 is mentioned just 10, and then it's mentioned 60 and 70 and 10. 70 as 60 and 10 equals 70, and 80 and 10 equals 90. Plus, okay, the 11th, 11e, 71, 72, 73, 71, 21, 41, 42, 51, 11th, 12th, 13th, 73, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. So what's happening, okay, at 70, where you're normally supposed to say 71, in French they say 60, they say 60 and 10, and they say it all the way up until they get to 11th, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. Now it stops. Now over here, it goes 70, a 10. They pronounce the 10 in this one. They don't in here. It's a word. So we get 11, 12 is 23, 33, 36, 46, 50, 65, 75, 81. That totals 81. 81. Venus equals 81, and it stands for the Alpha H heaven, A and H, 1 and 8, 8 and 1, reverse it, Peyton Manning, Pay 10, Man 9, Denver Broncos, nuclear power plants underneath the earth. Oceans of Atlantis. What does Atlantis mean to me? Somebody asked me the other day, and I said, you know what? It's a giant computer system underneath the ground, cooled by the rivers, oceans, lakes, and streams. I did want to go back and say something else that I forgot to say. We were at CB codes. I was telling you about these numbers. Yeah, so let me continue with these numbers, okay? So these numbers are in French, and this is said 4 times. It's said it here, 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 and here. That's 40, Okay? Then you do it, you say it in the 70 range, in the 10 range, and in the 90 range or 80 range. 3 ranges you have. 6 worlds, 6 worlds, 6 worlds. 40, 40, 40. 120. 120, that 0 becomes 6 because all zeros become 6 in the primate world, just to say what it is, just to give it a spot. Because the 6 is in the 0 position of the one spirit of the light. 6 is just telling you it's a whole. Here's 6. 5 and 1 is 6. 4 corners. So you mentioned this here. 27 outs in a baseball game because that's where these are used, in the ball game. We had 27 outs in the 9th inning because we understand the birth was the 9. We had 24 outs if the home team is winning in the bottom of the 8th. If the home team is leading after 8.5 innings, 8.5 innings, and I'm going to get to that in a minute because that's the spirit matrix speed of the energy passing through the tube, the light and the tube. 24 is also the cat. 21 is the cube. 21 would be the baseball. 21 would be the baseball. Well, if I had a dice, I'd show you. Add up all these sides, 1 to 6, it equals 21. The baseball, would you say it's round like this? The baseball. See your fingers? Right in between the two. That's all you want to feel is the middle of the baseball. This is your 1 and 5. You take your 3 in the center with your 1 and 5, you can hold it. There's your pyramid. There's your 2 and 4 cats. This, I believe, are readers. They stay on the ball, and as it goes, it reads the ball. You understand? It reads. You can hold it this way to read. Is this the better way to read? How would this read? I don't know how it works, but your hand goes on a ball a certain way. You see, if I take these 2 away, the ball falls. So now we were talking about the French and the 40, 40, 40. Anyways, the 0 on each 40 becomes 46, 46, 46. It stands for Israel. It stands for Zion. It stands for 0. It also stands for 46 each. 40, 40, 40 is 120 plus 6, 6, and 6 is 136, 138. 138 is the energy of Neptune, the creation of Neptune, the light of Neptune. You light it up 2 sides of Mars, because Mars becomes Mars, 2 sides of Mars. See this little part on our ear? Mars sticking out. Well, that's what it has to be. It has to be a D. 2 parts of Mars. 8 times 3, 8 plus 3, will equal to your 53 that we did with Earth and Mars. You remember on the piano I connected them together? The 29th key and the 24th key go over each other. Why did they go over each other? Look at my nose. They bridged my nose. They brought me into this world in life. Here's your I for 9. Here's your H and H. Okay? Here's your T. Here's the cap of the Jack. He lives in both hemispheres. Constantly in both. We're boiling. Queen. 3 moves in a processor. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. The highest card, 17. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. I want to go back to where I was. So we were talking at the beginning about Venus and Neptune and everything else, but there's one little thing with this, a twist, because Neptune's on your head, okay? The phone starts with number 2 at the top, but your calculator starts with the 8 on the top. So we know 8 and 2 is time heaven, regardless which way they go, okay? There's a running clock between the 2 of them, around and around. It doesn't matter where it goes. If you're smelling, you're smelling. Your body is smelling, because that's what you're doing, you're smelling. So anyways, we came up, dog, cat, 50 pass. The two letters that make it up, Z is 26, X is 24. Bottom left-hand side of the keyboard, 50. Just above it, S and 8, 20. 50 and 20 right together, that says you're 70. Do you know why it's a 60 exists? Because man is 60 and 10, and man is 80 and 10. He's two parts, he's 60 and 70, the spirit of 76. The spirit of 76 is also in conjunction with the spirit of 98. The 9 and 8 are together 100%. The 6 and 7 is the space between, where there's not 6, there's 7. If there's 7, then there's a space, well, that would be the 6. Because there's a space in between. It shows you in the cards where the spaces are. So now you have Earth and Mars, spirit of 67. 17 becomes the Earth. 17 is 5 by 2. 5 by 1, 5 plus 1 equals to your 11. I can add this 6 on, 17, 17. They both become 17. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 times 1 is 5 equals to 11. Well, actually, this would be 2. This would be 7. 7 and 2 is 9 times 8. Anyways, let me jump off of that. I want to show you the spirit of 76, because they'll always have 6 stars. Okay, that's the way I'm going to do it. And they'll always have 7. Actually, they always have 7 stars. They always have 6 stars. So we're gonna back that up. We're gonna also do 7 times 5 and 6 times 5. Now, because the original size of the flag right now shows you 7 rows of 6 equals to 42. I made another mistake. You have 7 rows of 6, is 42 stars. You have 6 rows of 5, is 30 stars. You have 72 stars in the American flag. Because of the spaces in between, you have 72. If you counted each row for having equality, 6 of 6 and 7 of 7, because 6 is 6, 6 is inside of 7, this would be 49. Be 1 yard short, but you'd be 2 yards away from the other team. It'd be 49, 49 and 1, 0, 49 and 1, or 49 to 49. The reason why you would do 49 to 49 is because both sides. If you were in the middle of field 50, you now have 2 for the center, but you only have 49 for the sides. If they have 2, the average between these two sides, 2 minus 49 is 47. And the other one is 49, it'd be 51. 51, 47. Okay, now I'm not going to start explaining this because we have to open it up. But this is the number of the silver matrix Mercedes. This is the passage, the whole. This 50 means I am a whole. I am just a whole. What you pass inside of me is you pass the light of Neptune through Jupiter. Jupiter is the sand and the earth of Saturn, but I am Jupiter as a whole. I'm an electronic robotic. 7285, 7286, it doesn't matter, because once you get to the end, you have to add on the 1 light. So it becomes 7286. The CB codes that we started with, first we're going to go down this very quickly because the tape went on very quick. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 9. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 equals 11. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is 7. 7, 9, 11. 7, 9, 11, the Twin Towers went down. 40, that I mentioned before, there were 3 of them because of the 10s only. But if we total the amount of each one, 19, 18, and 17, that I showed you before, $10, $20, $30, $40, we brought it to 120. 120, the 0 at the end is 6, plus we already added up 6 for each of these because they all had a 0. You'd have 18 plus 6 is 24 for the 24 hours of the day if you want, or just add 24 to 120 that we originally had. 40, 40, 40, 120 plus 24 is 144. And where does that 144 meet up? Fibonacci. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144. 89 and 59, 89 and 55 is 94, and 50 is 144. Center field for the CFL Fibonacci code inside. So this total here, okay, so the total was 144, which is also 12 times 12, 1 plus 1, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, 1 times 1, which is, sorry, I said 12, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 5, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 5, 55. Well, the spirit is 76. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 plus 6 is 13, 55. Now you want to create 7 and 6? Okay, you take the 1 spirit light, 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals 7, and 6 equals to your 13. But do you want to create the AC power? 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals 3 and floor. The AC-DC power of Earth and Mars of the sandbox that's sitting between his two eyes. This totals up to 54, 64, Zion, Israel, 0, and you can keep going on. 1 is connected with an S, R, Q. J. So now we can play with all these. 1 times 9, 1 plus 9, well, repeats 19. It'll equal to 9 and 10. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals 9 and 8. This is man 7. Where did we see man 7? Somehow they threw a splinter between our two eyes. They shoved something inside next to our brain, next to our processor, that picks up. See, before it goes in here, you see this pyramid here? This pyramid here that's holding us up? This is a blank cap. It's overriding this and it's overriding that. So somehow they splintered into it. Somehow they put a splinter because it says in the song, they sing songs about splinters and picket fences. My friend, this is like a picket fence to me. At the same time, this might turn this way. Like your Rubik's Cube, it turns this way, and then while it turns this way, here's your top row of Rubik's Cube. But we're going to get down to one more thing. I started the Monopoly. I just want to show you that at the beginning of the Monopoly, the Mediterranean, the Baltic, the Oriental, Vermont, Connecticut, St. Charles Place, rent is 2, 4, 6, 6, and 8. They charge twice 6. So we now know Oriental, 7th position, Vermont, 9th position. Why? 9 times 3, 9 times 7 is 63. Creation of 6, 6, and 6 worlds. That's why. 9 plus 7 is 16. The one spirit light of 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. Spirit is 6, 7, 6. Connecticut was the 10th position. They're charging 8. Because it's Raish Angel who succumbs to 5 times 2, 10. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2, 5 times 2. 4 and 5 is the cunning fox. 5 and 2 would be the blue ball and the orange. The 10 and 2 is 12 and 18. 12 and 18 and pull from the blue to the orange is 5 and 13. E and M, or M-E saying me. 2 is B and J. It says BJ. And it brings your electronic. And you have the blue world and the red world. And we can work all those worlds all the way up, because pull connects into everything we do in here until there's not one ball left. We have number 12, which is number 10. Why? Because the complete structure of our time is 12. It's 12 o'clock. We only have one 12 o'clock. We run it twice a day. 12 o'clock. So in 12, which is 6 and 6 is inside, you're collecting 10 rent. 10 rent for your body. Your Connecticut for your mind. You connect 10 because you connect Venus and your mind. Mediterranean is 2. Baltic is 4. 1 is 60, 1 is 80. In the French terminology, it's both exactly this way. When you get to this, it says a cat. This says a swan. This is a cat. So if you're doing the Christmas stuff, this is a 60 is a swan. This is a cat. You say 80. But now you say 80 cat. When you say 80 cat, it's like saying 24 hours, and it's also saying weed. Okay? It's the fourth property. Between these two, it says the cat. This is either, what does the cat do? Is it the electronics? 2, 4, 7. Now you have Mars, now you have Uranus. Uranus pays you Israel. Right here, the numbers are right here. They're telling it to you. I do very, very, very basic. Anyways, in the CB codes, just to end it off, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40 codes blocked. Then 100 or 99. 40 codes and then 99 codes all blocked. And the last code is 10200, which is police needed, which 10200 would actually say 266, which is a 132, which is an MAB. That says a mob. Okay? And the 10100 says I need to go to the bathroom. 1010. My bones. I am the 1010. I am the 1010. Why 1010? 1010. 1010. No matter what you do, because your hemispheres are completely different. One is electronic, well that's a complete world of 10, and the other one is soul electronic, and that's another completion of 10, makes your 20 worlds. One works in the soul world, in numbers between 60 to 79, and the other works in the spirit world from 80 to 99. And the French actually say this whole thing, and I know from Hogan's Heroes. I lost my mouse. Oh, here it is. I'm hoping this uploads. So now we have 40 codes that do not work, and some of the codes are very special, like 1072 is the Beta Gate, and Jesus, the Spirit of 76, and I left out one more thing. In the piano, okay, man, we were talking about Venus and everything, but man is number 28, and the moon cycles, okay, is also 28. So if man is 28 and moon is 28, okay, the 28, when you multiply 2 times 8, 2 plus 8 equals 26, okay, it now equals to the 26 of the dog pound. Moon comes into Saturn all the time. Moon comes into Saturn all the time, and then it gets branched right over here because it'll go down to 20. Then 20 you'll add 6, or 20 you'll go to number 11. Let me finish off one thing. We had number 53 before. 7 and 3 and 5 and 5 equals the 1010 world. 7 and 5 is 5775. It also stands for Mar, Ram, sorry, Ram. Jenu told me that. She wrote it down in her beautiful context, that page she made on Excel. It's just so perfect and beautiful. I just wish my screen was bigger so I could see it all at once, because I get little pieces and it keeps switching my screen. Then it has 1068. Then it has 1063. The one spirit of light, 1061. Number 58 and 59, because the 59 is the Einstein theory of 76. And the 58 stands for 2, a division of 2, or it stands for a block in the A family, in the A1 family, as 1, 19, 10, and 28 go together to equal to 58. The number 63 is not used because that's for the R, the 666 world. 3 creation of 666. The CB code says code red because in the word code it's 3, 15, 4, 5. Look what the code does. 3, 15, 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 equals to 11. The 3 and the 11 ball and full are both red, equals to 14. You've now reached a cross. Since this was 14, your 11 that ends here, 2 different worlds add up to 9, 11. It's red. 27 is red, and it comes from the piano. The B world that is split between C and G. That's what it is. The B world splits. The B world splits between C and G, B, C, D, and G and F. Okay, now I have to look at this. I have to look at this. You'll find this on the 6 key because it's how they split up and came together in letters on the piano. But let me finish here. This is the fox. This is the sun. Okay, 27 is the answer. 2 times 7. It's going to be 44, 44. 2 times 7, 2 plus 7 equals 14N and I9. B, I, G, big. Then the other word, the 9 plus the 14 together equals 23, W. W, I, and the 14 is N, win, big. Win a Big Mac. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals 3 and 4 is 7. Win a Big Mac. 1 and 3. So all these Cebu codes, number 88 is not in there, 86 is not in there, 98 is not in there. There is one other thing I wanted to do. First of all, in Canada, there's a British Columbia, and there's a Columbia that's in Mexico or around there. One of the things I think we came to Earth is because soul is a learnt knowledge of the totalities of anything you can do on this planet, in which spirit not only is what the air we breathe within God that brings us the information to a smarter computer, but the smarter computer has to figure out the ways of Earth, because Earth is very conniving. It'll always do what it needs to do in order to sustain life. Don't forget, if you remove all the islands from the top of the ocean, then there's going to be sand under the ocean supporting the ocean. So what would that tell you? 2 rings leaning on each other. These are ears. Pull them apart. The CB codes. And then if you want to know, race car driving. You start up over here, you see the V, you see the ace in between, you see the 2 crosses. Man lives between the crossroads. Well, here's your crossroads. But here's the front of who you are. This is your rib cage. And over here, I'm going to put your picture. And this is your feet. These are your 2 feet. 1 toe, 2 toes, 3 toes, 4 toes, 5 toes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heel dog, you're sitting down, you got something between your legs, there's a brace, there's always something stopping you from going somewhere. Okay, heel dog, heel dog. Dogs in the heels are alive. Radiation, a radiant sun. Nuclear plants underneath, big mountains. Leaving the boat in the middle of the ocean, because they're using communication under the ground. Space and time equals to 95, and that's the Einstein theory. It all shows you right over here. 4840 is the size of a pallet. 47 is the time Uranus and Mars come together when your ass speaks to the sandbox. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Bell 5211. Thank you for watching this video.